Hello everyone, and welcome to Primary Coding Challenge number 5. Mr. Janky here, and today we're going to learn about something called a parallel activity. So what I want to do today is I want to be able to take a sprite, and I want it to be able to do more than one action at once. So I want it to do a number of different things in a sequence, but I want it to do it at the same time. So the first thing I'm going to do today is I'm going to make Scratchy disappear from my main page because I am actually not going to use Scratchy today. So there we go, I've deleted Scratchy. I've decided as my backdrop I am going to add in a nice little river in a park somewhere. So I've chosen that background right there. And the first thing I'm going to start with now is I need a new sprite. So I'm going to click over here once again. And in this case, I'm going to choose a ball. So I'm going to scroll down here a little bit. And I'm going to click on, I don't want the soccer ball or the basketball, I just want this fun bouncy ball right here. So I click on the check mark and I've now got the ball on my stage. Here it is, I'm moving it around. I'm now going to sit it right here on my stage. Now what I would like the ball to do is I'd like it to do two things at once. I'd like it to move forward, but I'd also I want it to look like it's bouncing at the same time. So because I'm going to have more than one activity happening at a time, I need to now come and click on my yellow puzzle pieces here. I'm going to bring down start with the green flag once, and I'm going to bring it down a second time. And the reason I need to do that is because I need the first activity happening when I press the green flag, but at the same time, I want the second activity to happen. So that's why I've got two green flags to begin. So the first thing I'd like my ball, which is up here on my stage, all I want it to do is I just want it to move across my stage. So to do that, I know I need to click on the blue puzzle pieces, which is the movement piece. I'm going to bring down the first puzzle piece, which is an arrow going to the right, and I'm going to change it to be 15. So what that means at this point is if I run my code, which I'm going to, just to make sure that it works, it should, when I press the green flag, should move forward 15 spaces. So I'm going to go up to the top here. Let's click on it. And there we go. So now we know about where it's going to end. I'm going to click on the X right up here at the top of the arrow because that resets everything. Now, while the ball is moving across the stage, I want it to bounce. So I want it to look like it's bouncing up and down. Well, we know because we've used this puzzle piece or this command piece before. If I come down here, this right here, it looks like an arrow that's going up and then down, and it's got a 2. Remember, the 2 is not how many times it's going to jump up and down, it's how high. I'm going to leave it at 2 because I don't want the ball to bounce too high. I just want it to go a little bit. So I've got that. But while it's doing that, I also want it to do it several times. So it's going to bounce. It's going to go up and down, but I want to do it a number of times. So if I come over here and I click on the orange puzzle piece, it brings me to this large puzzle piece right here, and this is a repeat. So if I take my bounce and I put it in the middle, this puzzle piece means it's going to bounce 4 times, right? It's going to bounce at a height of 2 4 times. So I'm just going to click on that puzzle piece. Let's watch the ball and see that happen. 1, 2, 3, 4. Terrific. The ball bounced 4 times. So now I'm going to bring this code and attach it to my second green flag. So now this time when I press the green flag, the ball is going to move to the right or forward 15 spaces, while at the same time it's going to bounce at a height of 2 4 times. So this is the parallel task. There's 2 things happening at the same time here. The ball is moving and the ball is bouncing. So I'm going to come up to the top here. I'm going to click my green flag and let's watch this. Perfect. So notice as it's bouncing, the ball's going forward. It's like someone's kicked it and the ball is bouncing away and going forward. Let's watch that again. 3 and 4. Beautiful. Okay. If it didn't go the right amount, if it went too far, let's say, for example, down here at the bottom, I had it going forward, let's say 22. Watch what'll happen. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then just kept going. I don't want that. It just so happened my number was right the first time. 15 was perfect. So you may have to play with your numbers a little bit. You probably won't get it right the first time. That's okay. So I'm just going to click it, run it one more time. Terrific. So there's an example of a task where two things are happening at the same time. But now I want to add in another sprite. So I'm going to come up here. I'm going to choose a sprite. In this case, I'm going to choose Baby Thomas. So I've clicked on Thomas. He's right here. And I'm going to add him in right behind the ball. He's almost off my stage. In fact, I might move the ball over just a little bit. So in this case, Thomas is actually going to chase the ball. So I want Thomas to start at the same time the ball does. So I have to go to my yellow puzzle pieces, my command, my starting piece. I'm going to bring down my green flag. Now I want Thomas to chase after the ball. So if he's going to move, I want him to move to the right. I'm going to come to my blue puzzle pieces. I'm going to bring this one down, but I don't want Thomas to actually catch the ball. So I'm going to have him move. If I go back to the ball sprite, I have the ball moving forward 15. So Thomas, if I click back on Thomas, I'm going to make him only go forward 12. I'm going to make the ball, it's actually going to get away from Thomas. So the ball's going to go, it's going to bounce, it's going to move across our stage. Thomas is not going to bounce. All Thomas is going to do is chase the ball. He's a baby. It's not supposed to bounce. So here we go. I'm going to click the green flag up at the top. Fantastic. See how that worked out? That was great. If I did want to put a different sprite in, so say for example, I could click on Sprites. I could bring in, how about we just bring in Scratchy, the cat. And if I put Scratchy right here on the ball, and this time I wanted to make it look like Scratchy's dribbling the ball. So I'm going to have him move when the ball starts to move, so with the green flag, but I'm going to have him move forward 15, so it's just like the ball, the same amount. Henry's there. That's okay. You're just going to have him crawl up top for now, no big deal. So I'm going to run it. I'm going to click on the green flag. Let's see what happens. So if I looked at that, I'd say Scratchy needs to go a little bit further back and a little bit higher up. So it looks like he's actually dribbling the ball. Let's try it again. And I could have Scratchy move up and down with it as well if I wanted to. But here now I've got a couple of different sprites that are moving with my ball, and my ball's doing two things. It's moving across the page, and it's bouncing at the same time. So what I'd like you to try to do today is to pick a sprite that you like, pick an object that you like, and try to get it to move like it's bouncing across your stage. Try to give your sprite two different commands at the same time, so it's doing two actions that actually work together to make it look like one action. I hope you enjoy this coding challenge, and I look forward to seeing you next time.